have some fun with Shakespeare with us this afternoon. I don't think you'll be disappointed. My name's Jeanette Knight, and it's my job to remind you to turn off anything that might flash, ring, beep, or buzz during the show. That, of course, mainly refers to your cell phone. So we'll take a moment to do that now. I'm sure the actors will appreciate it. It's also been my joy and privilege to work with these actors over the past 8 weeks. We met once a week in order to put this, our final culminating showcase together. And I must say, it was a rare occasion that we had everyone in the same room at the same time. So I'm going to call those actors up onto the stage right now. You guys are going to be great. And they're going to deliver a prologue for you from the but as I mentioned, we've had a limited amount of time to spend together, so please be kind.
Oh, muse, a fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention.
A kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene.
Oh, pardon, since a crooked figure may appear in little place of million. And let us, ciphers to this great account, on your imaginary forces work.
Piece out our imperfections with your thoughts. Into 1,000 parts, divide one man and make imaginary puissance.
Imagine when we talk of horses that you see them, printing their front hooves in the receiving earth.
And let thy thoughts deck our kings.
Carry them here and there, jumping o'er time, turning the accomplishments of many years into an hourglass, the wild supply. Admit us, chorus, to this history.
Who prologue like your humble patience pray, gently to hear, kindly to judge our play.
Ah! Speak the speech I pray you, like I pronounced it to you, trippingly off the tongue. And if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I had as lief the town crier spoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air thus with hand, but use all gentle, for is in very torrent, tempest, and as I may say, the whirlwind of passion that you must beget and acquire a temperance that may give it smoothness. Be not too tame, neither! But let your discretion be your tutor. Soon the action to the word to the action. In this special observance, overstep not the modesty of nature, for anything so overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end was and is, at first and now, as 'twere to hold a mirror up to nature. Go make you ready!
you rippies!
One must know Homer, and believe me, Joe, Paul, but please also Sappho Poe. But let she know Shelley and Keats and Pope. Dainty Debbie's will call you a joke, but the poet of them all, who will star and simply Raven, is the poet people call John Stratford on Avon. Brush up your Shakespeare, start quoting him now. Brush up your Shakespeare, and the women you will wow.
Just declaim a few lines from Othello, and she'll think you're a hell of a fella. If your blonde won't respond when you flatter her, tell her what Tony told Cleopatra.
If she fights when her clothes you are mussy, what a clothes, much ado about nothing.
Brush up your Shakespeare, and then all kowtow. Brush up your Shakespeare, start quoting him now. Brush up your Shakespeare, and the women you will wow.
With the wife of the British ambassador, try a crack out of Troilus and Cressida. If she says she won't buy it or like it, make her take it. What's more, as you like it.
If he says your behavior is heinous, give him right in the Coriolanus. Brush up your Shakespeare, and then all kowtow. Brush up your Shakespeare, start quoting him now. Brush up your Shakespeare, and the women you will wow.
If you can't be a hand in two Hamlets, they will not be the hand or a Hamlet.
Just recite the occasional sonnet, and your lap will have honey upon it.
If your baby is pleading for pleasure, let us sample you pleasure for pleasure.
Brush up your Shakespeare, and they'll all kowtow. Forsooth, and they'll all kowtow. And they'll all
So, as you've probably figured out by now, we decided to shake things up a little bit this year, pun intended. We're going to have a lot of fun this afternoon. But what we decided to do this year was present a series of monologues, because part of the inspiration for this workshop was the idea that actors should have a classical monologue that they can pull out of their back pocket for auditions, preferably something from Shakespeare. So what we decided to do was have these actors audition for you, the audience, for parts, roles in our gender-neutral 10-minute version of Hamlet. So everyone will get a role, but we will determine those roles by your applause after we've seen all of their monologues. So pay attention, they're going to introduce themselves, tell you their name, and then afterwards I'll line them up for your applause. So without further ado, let's begin.
Hello, my name is Hannah, and I am going to be giving a monologue from Richard III. Queen Margaret has had her only son stabbed in front of her, and quite understandably has never gotten over it. As you will see by the harsh words that she has for two other grieving mothers, one of whom happens to have given birth to all three of her son's killers. If ancient sorrow be most reverent, give mine the benefit of scenery, and let my grief frown on the upper hand. If sorrow can admit society, tell over your woes again, by viewing mine. I had an Edward, till a Richard killed him. I had a Harry, till a Richard killed him. Thou hast an Edward, till a Richard killed him. Thou hast a Richard, till a Richard killed him. Thou hast a Clarence too, and Richard killed him. From forth the kennel of thy womb hath crept a hellhound that doth hunt us all to death. That dog that had his teeth before his eyes to worry land and lap their gentle blood, that foul defacer of God's handiwork, excellent grand tyrant of the earth that reigns in galled eyes of weeping souls, thy womb let loose to chase us to our graves. Oh, upright, just, and true disposing God, how do I thank thee that this carnal cur preys upon the issue of his mother's body, and makes her pew fellow to others moan. Bear with me. I am hungry for revenge, and now I cloy me with beholding it. Thy Edward, he is dead, that killed my Edward. Thy other Edward, dead, to quit my Edward. Young York, he is the boot, for both they match not the high perfection of my loss. Thy Clarence, he is dead, that stabbed my Edward. And the beholders of this frantic play, the adulterate Hastings rivers fawn gray, untimely smothered in their dusty graves. Richard yet lives. Hell's black intelligencer only reserve their factors by souls and send them thither. And at hand ensues this piteous and unpitied end. Earth gapes, hell burns, fiends roar, saints pray to have him suddenly conveyed from hence. Cancel his bond of life, dear God, I pray that I may live and say, the dog is dead. I called thee once faint flourish of my fortune, poor shadow, painted queen, the presentation of but what I was, the flattering index of a direful pageant, one heaved high to be hurled down below, a mother only mocked with two fair babes, a garish flag to be the aim of every dangerous shot, a breath, a bubble, a queen in jest, only to fill the scene. Where is thy husband now? Where be thy brothers? Where be thy two sons? Wherein dost thou joy? Where be the bending peers that flattered thee? Where be the thronging troops that followed thee? Decline all this and see what now thou art. Or happy wife, a most distressed widow. Or joyful mother, one who wails the name sued to, one who humbly sues. For queen of very caitiff, crowned with care. For she who scorned at me, now scorned of me. For she being feared of all, now fearing one. For she commanding all, obeyed of none. Thus hath the course of justice whirled about and left thee but very great time, having no more but the thought of what thou wast to torture thee the more, being what thou art. Thou didst usurp my place, and dost thou now usurp the just proportion of my sorrow? Thy proud neck now bears half my burthened yoke, from which even here I slip my weary head and leave the burthen of it all on thee. Farewell, York's wife and queen of sad mischance. These English woes shall make me smile in France.
Maggie. I'm going to be playing the part of the nurse at a very early point in the play Romeo and Juliet. Juliet and her mother are there. Juliet's mother has come to tell her that her father wishes her to meet Paris and possibly marry him. And they're trying to determine Juliet's age, and in the course of thinking about it, the nurse remembers a rather bawdy joke that her husband made early in Juliet's life. And she remembers it with relish.
For since that time, it is 11 years, she could stand alone. Nay, by the moon, she could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before, she broke her brow. And then my husband, God be with his soul, he was a merry man, took up the child. Yea, quoth my husband, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit. Wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holiday, the pretty wretch left crying and said, to see now how a jest should come about. I warrant if I lived 1,000 years, I never should forget it. Wilt thou not, Jewel? Quoth he. And pretty fool, she stinted and said, I. Oh, yes, ma'am. And the other cannot choose but laugh to think she should leave crying and say, I. And I warrant it had upon its brow a bump as big as a young cockerel stone, a parlous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, fallest thou upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age, wilt thou not, Jewel? It stinted and said, Oh, peace, I am done. Oh. God mark me to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I might live to see thee married once. I have my wish.
Good afternoon. My name is Shelley, and I'm going to be doing a monologue from Midsummer Night's Dream. I will be playing Puck. This is when Puck is walking through the forest trying to cast a spell on two sleeping lovers. So this is Puck from Midsummer Night's Dream. moments. Who is here?
Weeds of Athens he doth wear. Oh, this is he, my master said to despise the Athenian maid. Oh, and hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl upon thine eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. And now awake when I am gone, for I must now to give me a beat! Shakespeare. It can be a question about the person, Shakespeare himself, about his life, his times, his works, his plays, anything at all. So, Sam, if you can bring those house lights up, that way I can have a look at these fine people. That's right. There we go. Don't begin. Okay, so let me introduce you to Dr. Thou Knowest All. And if anyone has a question for Dr. Thou Knowest All, he knows everything about anything to do with Shakespeare. And beyond. Yes, I see it here right here. Yes.
What age was Shakespeare when he had his first hit play?
What age was Shakespeare when he had his first hit play?
Shakespeare was
Approximately
Only
45
years
old.
I see a hand in the back.
What was Shakespeare's shoe size?
What was Shakespeare's shoe size?
Interestingly, we don't
really.
No.
This was Dr. Thou Knowest All. Let's see. Any other? Yes, right here.
How does Shakespeare feel about the rumors that he didn't write all his plays?
experts believe
That
Shakespeare
Was
actually
deeply
offended
When
people.
said
that
he
didn't
Right.
any
of
his
plays
I would be too.
Many think
That
Shakespeare
Would.
not
like
to
Tell.
Stories.
Yes.
what was Shakespeare's favorite of all his characters that he wrote?
What was Shakespeare's favorite character out of all the characters he wrote?
Arguably,
Shakespeare.
would
Like
Puck.
So continue taking note of these wonderful monologues. Haven't they been great so far? Yes. Okay, so we're going to continue on.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm going to be doing a monologue from Antony and Cleopatra. This is towards the end of the play when Antony has died in her tomb, and she's grieving over the loss of the love of her life, and she is accompanied by her best friends and servant women there who are grieving with her. No more. But ain't a woman and commanded by such poor passion as the maid who milks and does the meanest chores. It were for me to throw my scepter at the injurious gods, to tell them that this world did equal theirs till they had stolen our jewel. How do you, women? What? Good cheer? Like how now, Charmian? My noble girls. Women, look. Our lamp is spent. It's out. I had dreamt of an emperor, Antony. Such another sleep that I might see, but such another man. His face was as the heavens, and therein kept a sun and moon which lit the little earth. His legs bestrid the ocean, his reared arm crested the world. His voice was property as all the tuned spheres, and that to friends. But when he meant to quail and shake the orb, he was as rattling thunder. For his bounty there was no winter in it. An autumn 'twas that grew the more by reaping. His delights were dolphin-like. They showed his back above the element they lived in. In his livery walked crowns and crownettes, realms and islands where plates dropped from his pockets. Think you there was, or might be, such a man as this I dreamt of?
I'm Andrea, and I've chosen a short monologue from The Comedy of Errors, one of Shakespeare's first plays, and definitely first comedies. It's a farce, it's a romp, based on a series of mishaps, mistaken identities, accusations of witchcraft, and thievery, and indebtedness, and infidelity. It's a hoot. In the last scene, the abbess is talking to the very jealous Adriana. This is before all the characters are revealed and everything's straightened out. Adriana thinks her husband's having an affair. It's why he's acting so crazy. It's just mistaken identities. So this is the abbess talking to Adriana, Act 5, Scene 1, The Comedy of Errors. Therefore came it that the man was mad, the venom clamors of a jealous woman, poison more deadly than a mad dog's tooth. It seems his sleeps were hindered by thy railings. There comes it that his head is light. Thou sayest his meat is sauced by thy upbraidings. Unquiet meals make ill digestion, and therefore the raging fire of fever bred, and what is fever but a fit of madness? Thou sayest his sport was hindered by thy brawls. Sweet recreation barred, what doth ensue? But moody and dull, melancholy kinsman to grim and comfortless despair. And at her heels, a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life. In rest, in sport, in food, to be hindered would mad man or feast. The consequence then of thy jealous fits has scared thy husband from the use of wits.
I'm Sam. I'll be doing a monologue from Hamlet. In this scene, Hamlet has returned to Denmark and he comes upon some grave diggers who have unearthed a skull. Hamlet examines it and realizes it belonged to someone he knew. Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He had borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips, that kiss I know not how oft. Where be your gibes now? Your gambols? Your songs? Your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning. Quite chapfallen. Get me to my lady's chamber. Tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing. Dost thou think Alexander looks of this fashion in the earth?
You know, as part of the course, the workshop, we were actually able to take a field trip to Stratford-upon-Avon, Shakespeare's birthplace. Some of the actors took pictures and they'd like to share those with you right now.
So we were in line at the airport, ready for the security check, and unfortunately poor Sam tripped. And since we're such a kind and loving group, most people were making fun of him. Maggi forgot that she didn't get rid of the lights before she came on the airplane. Sorry about that. And in the meantime, Andrea stepped on some chewing gum. So it's not a bad start for our trip. We have arrived in London. Some people are really excited, like Kerry and Andrea here are breaking into an impromptu dance. And Hannah is so excited, she's cheering them on. In the meantime, Chris thought she saw a naked Englishman, and she's not excited about that. Her eyes. Sam is actually thought he saw a celebrity out on a window, so he's just pointing hoping that everybody will look after him, but nobody really cares. And Maggie, she's still dealing with life. So. We're at the hotel here. So Andrea thinks she's gonna entertain everybody and just try to lighten the mood. So she starts singing. She didn't tell us that she sucks at it, unfortunately. In the meantime, Shelley's so excited to finally have some alone time with Christina. And Sam is trying to actually pick out those freaking bodies from Maggie's bed. And Anna would like to run piggyback get a piggyback ride on Kerry's back, and Kerry's like, no, I left my 5-year-old at home for a reason.
Now here's when some dissension started between us. We've got this argument over here on what bus we were actually supposed to take to get to Shakespeare's house. Chris is just over everything. This little totem pole here is Eleanora's attempt to comfort Shelley as she completely breaks down because she can only spend the first week with us. What if she doesn't ever see where Shakespeare lived? And Maggie is just full of the spirit and believes that Shakespeare's house is wherever she is. Now we're getting a little bit more rowdy now. It's kind of a concern. Chris is just ready to charge at this one Englishman who just, for some reason, she was getting all the nation ones today. Kerry and Elenora are trying to stop her. Maggie has stepped in gum now, and as you can see, Andrea is searching for more gum. She can bring any with her. Sam is trying to hail down the nearby constable because he thinks that that's the best person to stop this ABC gum situation before it begins. I don't know how well that's going to turn out. Surprised it didn't go well. So, here we are all trying to explain why we shouldn't end up in English jail. There's this little romance plot going on to the side there. They're pretending to be on their honeymoon, which isn't really working out well with how everybody else is just sort of bickering and trying to decide who was the one at fault. Kerry has been punched in the stomach by somebody at some point, so she's just out of it by now.
I took a few photos too. Let me see, it was great. So after we left Shakespeare's home, we were still at Stratford-upon-Avon and decided to go to the park. It's a beautiful park. So we were in the park. Well, some of us lost money because we had to pay the police off. So these over here are searching for money on the ground. Sam is really trying hard to decide what river Stratford-upon-Avon is on. And these two over here are arguing about whose idea it was to go goose the swan first. Let's see, what was happening here? Oh yeah, how do you get back to London from Stratford? You ride the train. So we rode the train. A few of us had already found the pub car. So we've been in the pub car. So Kerry is happily coming back and is asking Elenora, and Chris is having a meditative moment, trying to figure out what does blue mean. And they're going to start. They almost were ready to break into karaoke on the train. Only the Aussies appreciate that. Time to come home. So we're in getting ready together. Well, it's panic because nobody called for a wake-up call, so we're all really late. Gosh, what was going on here? Oh, can you say vasomotor instability? Hot flash for Shelley. Time to get home quick. Now, oh yes, the ladies back here, Elenora, Maggi, Kerry, were so happy about the tchotchkes that they bought in England on our visit. I see the I heart iambic pentameter stickers. I see the Romeo and Juliet stacking dolls. I see the Shakespeare head teapot, cozy and matching cups. Sam has just about had it with all the women. He's done. He finds it very humorous, but we got no savings out.
Ma per amor di Dio, non andate a questa guerra. Un'altra volta padre mancaste alla parola, quando dovevate mantenerla più di adesso. Quando il vostro stesso Percy, quando il mio amato Harry guardò molte volte a nord per vedere il padre arrivare con rinforzi. Ma vi aspettò in vano. Chi allora vi persuase a rimanere a casa? 2 onori furono perduti, il vostro e quello del figlio. Per il vostro, il Dio del cielo lo illumini. Ma per il suo, era fermo su di lui come il sole nella volta azzurra del cielo, e per la sua luce tutta la cavalleria d'Inghilterra andava a compiere cadenze. Lui era davvero lo specchio in cui si vestiva la giovane nobiltà. Chi non gli stava a passo era senza gambe, e il parlare impetuoso, suo difetto naturale, diventava il modo di parlare di tutti gli uomini valorosi, poiché chi poteva parlare piano e lentamente cambiava questa sua qualità in imperfezione per assomigliare. Così che nella parola, nel passo, nel cibo, nei piaceri preferiti, nelle abitudini guerriere, nel temperamento, egli era l'esempio, il specchio, testo e modello che foggiava gli altri. E lui straordinario, lui miracolo tra gli uomini, lui voi lasciaste! Secondo nessuno, non assecondato da voi, ad affrontare l'odioso Dio della guerra, spantaggiato, a scendere in un campo dove nulla, se non il nome di Hotspur, sembrava sostenere. Così voi lo lasciaste. Mai fate al suo spirito il torto di tenere il vostro onore con più puntiglio e più scrupolo con gli altri che verso di lui. Lasciateli soli! Il maresciallo e l'arcivescovo sono forti. Oh, se mio Harry avesse avuto la metà dei loro uomini, oggi, abbracciando il mio dolce Hotspur, avrei parlato della tomba di Manuel.
I'm Elenora, and that was a monologue. Don't worry, it was a monologue in Italian, but I'm gonna repeat it in English for those of you that don't speak Italian. It's a monologue. It's said by Lady Percy in Henry IV, Part 2. In this monologue, Lady Percy is very upset. She's just found out that her husband has died in battle, and she's talking to her father-in-law, and she blames her father-in-law for not bringing reinforcements. And now she's really sad and she's really upset, and she's trying to convince her father-in-law not to go to bed. So, Lady Percy, Henry IV, Part 2.
But yet, for God's sakes, go not to these wars. The time was, Father, that you broke your word when you were more and dear to it that hour. when your own Percy, in my heart, sweet courage, to many an overlook to see his father bring up his powers. But it did long in vain. Who then persuaded you to stay home? 2 honors were lost, yours and your son's. For yours, the God of heaven brightened it. But for his, he stuck upon him as the sun to the grave out of heaven, and by his light, all the chivalry of England went to do brave acts. He was indeed the glass, wherein the noble youth did dress themselves. He had no legs that practiced on his gait, and speaking thick, which nature made his blemish, became the accent of the valiant. For those who could speak low and entirely, would tell their perfection to abuse to seem more like him. So that in speech, in gait, in diet, in affections of the like, in military rules, humors of blood, he was the mark and glass, copy and book that fashioned others. And him, oh wondrous him, miracle of man, him did you leave. Second to that, unseconded by you, to look upon the hideous god of war in disadvantage, to abide a field where nothing but the sound of Hotspur's name did seem sensible. So you left him. Never do his ghost a wrong to hold your honor more precise and nice with others than with him. Let them alone. The marshal and the archbishop are strong. Oh, and my sweet Kerry had but half of their numbers. Today my eye, hanging on Hotspur's neck, tucked of Beaumont's grave.
Still nagging. This time I'm going to be playing Mark Antony in the very famous scene, Friends, Romans, Countrymen, although I'm not going to do that part of the speech. In that part he's using more logic to try to turn the crowd around. Brutus has already been and addressed the crowd and seemingly has them on their side of the conspirators to say that Caesar deserved to die. And now Mark Antony is going to ramp the speech up and really get the pathos going. So he's going to sometimes be referring to Brutus having been there. If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. Look, in this place ran Cassius's dagger through. Oh, see what a rent the envious casca. Through this, the well-loved Brutus stabbed, and as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as if rushing out of doors to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked were known. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's age. Judge, oh you gods, how Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For as the noble Caesar saw him stabbed in gratitude, more strong than any traitor's arms, quite vanquished him. Then burst his mighty heart, and in his mantle muffling his face, even at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell.
what a fall was there, my countrymen, that I and you and all of us fell down whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive you feel a dint of pity. Those are gracious drops, kind souls. Weep you when you will behold Caesar's vestures wounded? Look you here. Here is himself, marred as you see, with traitors!
I can't stand Shakespeare. And I hated playing George. Duke Clare, Richard III, what a depressing part. I don't mind playing a part where I die. I just don't like being murdered. Especially when they jump on top of you to do it. And why do they always hire furniture movers to play the part of murderers? I was dropped on my head 6 times playing George. And George has one nightmare speech. That's it. 10,000 men dish gnawed upon. What a disgusting thing to think about. Oh, and along came an angel with bright-colored hair, dipped in blood. Try memorizing those lines sometime at midnight. Shakespeare is a very dangerous playwright. Too many knives, too much violence. I played Caesar, I should know. I should never have accepted that part. But you gotta eat. And I hate being poked. That's all they did during that play. First the soothsayer, then the petitioner, then finally the dagger. That play was directed by Eugene Finkel. He was a great proponent of magnetic reality. He thought, if they're going to use knives, they should use real ones. They're going to dress me in chainmail with balloons filled with ketchup under my toga that they were going to slice open. Everybody thought it was a great idea, except me. I said, first of all, with a chainmail, when I fell down dead, it would clank. And number 2, I'd weigh about 300 pounds, and Anthony wouldn't be able to pick me up. And number 3, how was the audience going to know they used real knives? Oh, Finkel came up with a great idea. He said, I'll have them slicing melons earlier in the scene. I said, I don't think they'd be slicing melons in the Senate. Oh, Finkel, he had a fit. He stormed out of the theater. He walked around the block, and he came back with another great idea. Man, I want you all to slit your wrists and rub your blood together while you're conspiring. Well, actors may be prone to cupidity, but not stupidity. And to top it all off, they cast this big fat oaf of our cow as my Calpurnia. And she wouldn't even look at me. I said, Finkel, why on God's green earth would Caesar marry a big fat oaf of a cow who wouldn't even look at him? Nobody told me she was Finkel's wife.
Do you need some help getting back to your seat?
No.
I'm really sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for that interruption. Sometimes our audiences get a little overrated. So let's continue, shall we?
thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, we will sworn my love, and thou no longer be a happy land. 'Tis only thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What is Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo doth thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
You're at the end, almost.
I'm Kerry, and I'm doing, thank you, I'm doing, it's a very serious thing. I'm doing a monologue from The Winter's Tale, and in this scene, Hermione has been brought to court by her husband accusing her of adultery and saying that their second child is actually the spawn of that adultery. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Thank you. Sir, spare your threats. The bug which you would frighten me with, I seek. To me can life be no commodity. The crown and comfort of my life, your favor, I do give lost. For I do feel it gone, though I know not how it went. My second joy and first fruits of my body, from his presence I am barred like one infectious. My third comfort, starred most unluckily, is from my breast, the most innocent milk in its most innocent mouth, hailed out to murder. Myself, on every post, proclaimed a strumpet. With immodest hatred, the childbed privilege denied, which longs to women of all fashion. Lastly, hurried here to this place, in the open air, before I have strength of limit. So tell me, my liege, what blessings I have here now alive, that I may fear to die. Therefore proceed. But hear this, mistake me not. No life, I care for it not a straw, but for mine honor, which I would free. If I'm to be condemned upon surmises, whose proofs, sleeping all else but what your jealousies await, then I tell you 'tis rigor, not law. Your honor's all I do prefer me to the work. Apollo be my judge.
Okay, you have seen all the actors. So now this is the fun part for you, the audience. So let me have all the actors come on out and make a straight line. I'm going to put my hand over their head as I read out a roll. There are 8 rolls and there are 8 actors. And you applaud the most for the person that you'd like to see do that role. So the first script I have here is for Laertes. If you remember, Laertes is the friend of Hamlet's who does the sword fight with him. So who would you like to see play Laertes? Is it Chris? Sam? Shelley? Maggi? Elenora? Kerry? Or Andrea? Well, I think that was Shelley. Okay, next we have to cast the role of King Claudius, evil King Claudius. Okay, so would that be Andrea? Kerry? have Queen Gertrude. Queen Gertrude. Should that be Andrea? So be a little more definitive, I think, between these three. So we're going to do it again. Andrea? Elenora? Okay, we're getting down to it. Oh, the ghost. The ghost is a fun one. The ghost of Hamlet's father. Okay, should that be Andrea?
She married my uncle. Frailty, thy name is woman, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue. Be thou spirit, hell forgotten and damned, I will speak to thee.
I am thy father's spirit, if thou dost ever thy dear father love, revenge his most unnatural murder. 'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me, but where go the serpent that did sting thy father's life, and where's his crown?
My uncle!
I, that incestuous adulterous beast, with witchcraft of his wit, when to his lust my queen, oh Hamlet, let not the royal bed be a couch for damned incense.
Rest, conservative spirit, the time is out of choice. Oh, cursed by it ever I was born to set it right.
Hamlet and Ophelia, the daughter of King Claudius' chief officer Polonius, have recently confessed their love for each other. Polonius and Ophelia's brother, Laertes, reported that Hamlet is dallying with Ophelia, that once he's king, he'll be forced to marry someone higher born.
Do thine own self be true?
Oh, my lord! And I was sorry in my closet, where are you? And oh, Lord Hamlet came before me. He took me by the wrist and tossed the sun perusal of my face. Oh, and then he seemed to find his way without his eyes, but I went without the helps.
What, have you given him any hard words late?
Oh, as you did command, and he prepared his letters and denied his access to me.
Of Hamlet's lunacy.
I doubt it is no other but pain, his father's death and dire, or hasty marriage.
I have a daughter who went to bespeak Lord Hamlet is out of thy star. He must not be. And then she should lock herself in his resort, which done, and he repulsed, fell into sadness to a fast, a watch, weakness, lightness, and by the flesh and madness. I'll lose my daughter to him, and be you and I behind an arrest then.
We will try it.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Based on Polonius' suggestion that Hamlet may be mad with love for his daughter Ophelia, Claudius agrees to spy on Hamlet in conversation with the girl. But though Hamlet certainly seems mad, he does not seem to love Ophelia. Oh, my lord, I have remembrance of yours. Words so sweet, both composed.
You should not have believed me. I love you not. Get thee to a nunnery go, and quickly to farewell.
Oh, and now I see that noble reason out of tune and harsh, who
unwatched.
A group of traveling actors comes to Elsinore, and Hamlet seizes upon an idea to test his uncle's guilt. He will have players perform a scene closely resembling how Hamlet imagines his uncle to have murdered his father, so that if Claudius is guilty, he will surely react.
The actors come hither, my lord.
Speak the speech, I pray you. About brain, I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. If he... But blench! I know my course. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play is a thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. Observe mine uncle.
Here, dear Hamlet, sit by me.
No, good mother, here's metal more attractive.
Oh, do you mark that?
Oh, you are married, my lord.
What should a man do but be married? For look how cheerfully my mother looks, and my father died within these 2 hours.
It's been twice 2 months, my lord.
So long.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. Gonzago is the duke's name. His wife, Baptista. This is one. Gonzago and Lucianus. He poisons him in the garden for his estates. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
Give me some light!
I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. Didst perceive?
Claudius is praying, unguarded, and Hamlet has a perfect opportunity to stab him. However, according to Elizabethan belief, killing Claudius while he is in prayer and supposedly confessing his sins would send him straight to heaven.
My offensive rank it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it. A brother's murder. What form of prayer can serve my turn? I am so possessed of those effects which I did the murder. Oh, angels, make us seven.
Now might I do it. Now he is praying, and so he goes to heaven. That would be scanned. A villain killed my father. For that I do the same villain send to heaven. This is salary, not revenge. No, up sword, when he is about some act that has no salvation in it, trip him that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned as hell.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts, never to heaven go.
Hamlet goes to confront his mother, in whose bedchamber Polonius has hidden behind a tapestry. Hearing a noise from behind the tapestry, Hamlet believes the king is hanging him.
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended. You go not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
Thou wilt not murder me.
What?
What? A rat? Dead! For a second! Dead!
Hamlet stabs Polonius. Polonius falls and dies.
Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool! Farewell, I took thee for thy better. For this, Lord, I do repent. I will answer the death I gave him. Good night, mother.
Vile king, give me my father. How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with vows to the blackest devil. I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
They bore it bare-faced off the deer. Oh, everybody scream, everybody tears. Claudius concocts a plan to use Laertes' desire for revenge to secure Hamlet's death. Laertes will fence with Hamlet in innocent sport, but Claudius will poison Laertes' blade, so that if he draws blood, Hamlet will die. As a backup plan, the king decides to poison a goblet, which he will give Hamlet to drink.
Laertes, I commune with you. He which hath your father slain pursued my life.
But tell me why you proceeded not against these feats so capital in nature.
The queen, his mother, lives almost by his lips, and she's so conjunctive to my life and soul that I could not let it by.
So have I a noble father lost? A sister driven into desperate turn?
Oh, break not your sleeps for that. I will work him to exploit it under which he shall fall. His mother shall have in an accident. We'll wager on your heads you by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there.
Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
We'll put the matter to the present push.
Alas, poor York, there's a divinity that shapes our ends, rough hew them how we will.
The poisoned sword is given to Laertes. Hamlet and Laertes prepare to duel.
I will not reconcile until I have a precedent of peace to keep my name ungorged.
Come, begin! You, judges, your very eye!
Hamlet and Laertes begin to duel.
Stay, give me a drink. Oh, stay! Stay! Hamlet, this pearl is mine. Here's to thy health.
I'll play this bout first, set it by a while.
Hamlet and Laertes resume the duel.
The queen broke.
Oh, Gertrude, do not drink!
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon.
It is the poison cup. But it's too late.
Laertes wounds Hamlet. Then, scuffling, they change rapiers. And Hamlet wounds Laertes.
The drink! Oh, my dear Hamlet. I am poisoned.
Queen Gertrude dies.
Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet! Hamlet, thou art slain! The treacherous instrument is in thy hand! In venom thy mother's poison, the kings do blame!
The point! And venom too! Then venom do thy work!
Hamlet stabs King Claudius.
Here thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane! Drink of this potion! Follow my mother!
Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon me, nor thine on me.
Laertes dies.
Heaven make thee free of it! I follow thee, you that are audience to this act, if thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, to tell my story. Poison